Oh boy, here we go. How's it going, everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and welcome to another review of the Pokemon Journey series. We're going to cover episode 115 in today's episode review. The beginning of the Masters 8 tournament, and Alain versus Leon, and oh boy was this episode controversial. I got a lot of thoughts on this episode, and we'll get onto that shortly, but before we get onto the episode review, I just want to say if you're new to the channel, you like this type of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I do episode reviews on the Pokemon Journey series, talk about upcoming episodes and discussion videos, and other stuff revolving this series. I also do live streams on Mondays and Wednesdays, and sometimes some other days as well, playing various different games. So yeah, be cool if you would subscribe to the channel. But anyways, I think we should talk about this episode. So Ash and Go have arrived at Winden Stadium in the Galar region, as the Masters 8 tournament is happening. And they meet Hop, who immediately challenges Ash to a battle with his Wooloo. And yeah, Ash literally decimates him in like literal seconds. It doesn't even seem like Pikachu was trying either. Does one Iron Tail and that's it. Wooloo's fainted. So we move on to the ceremonial event and everybody's introduced, including Ash, the Alola League champion. I like that. But anyways, we get our matchups and we already know them. In our first round, it's Leon versus Alain. So we're getting ready to watch this matchup. Interesting enough, Ash is actually sitting in the stands with Hop and Go. I find it interesting that Hop is hanging out with Ash and Go throughout this episode and watching the matches with them. I don't know, it's kind of neat. I kind of wish he was in the PWC, but you know, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, Ash is in the stands watching this match. So on to the battle between Alain and Leon. A hyped up battle, considering how strong Alain is in the XYZ series, and Leon as he is the strongest character in the series at this point. And it starts off with Leon taking out Rillaboom, and Alain taking out Chestnut, the final grass evolution starter Pokemon from their respective regions, which I thought was pretty interesting. But for this first matchup, the interesting thing here is that Rillaboom Gigantamaxes, and somehow Chestnut seems to tank it and manages to avoid getting knocked out here, but ends up getting knocked out later on anyways. So Alain's first Pokemon goes down. So he takes out his Charizard, who takes out Leon's Rillaboom with one shot. And then we move on to Leon taking out his Charizard. Alain withdraws his Charizard. He takes out Malamar, which gets one-shotted by Charizard. And then Alain takes out his ace, again, his Charizard. Mega Evolves it, and literally, Leon's Charizard, a regular Charizard, not Gigantamax or Mega Evolved or anything, hits it once. I think it's Dragon Pulse he hits him with. And that's it. Alain's done. He lost. Just like that. Leon once again wins. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of this episode. And in the next episode, which airs in 3 weeks from right now, it's Lance versus Diantha. So I got a lot of thoughts about this episode. So yeah, I did not like this episode. So we're going to start with the positives, the few positives we do have. Even though I wish Hop was introduced a lot sooner, I think he had a pretty cool personality in this episode. And I do like the fact that he's hanging out with Ash and Go. I also like that Ash is acknowledged as Alola's champion. That's really cool. That's all I've wanted from this series, is for Ash to be acknowledged in the PWC as the Alola League champion. So, that's great. I like the interactions between the champions. I like the selfie thing that Iris, Diantha, and Cynthia do. That's really cool. I like that Steven wants to face off against Ash. Then we have Team Rocket, who reappeared for the first time in a while in this episode. And I love their designs. I'll give them that. I love the designs that they have for this event. And they're also live streaming it seems, so that's kind of cool. And then we also have Marin and Professor Sycamore making a cameo in this episode. They're probably one of many that we're going to see throughout this Masters 8 tournament, so that was pretty nice. They didn't speak at all, but it was nice that they were at least acknowledged. And it's cool that they were watching Alain's match. So that was all pretty neat. Okay, so with that all out of the way, I have to say that I'm very displeased with this episode. It's a very weak start to the Masters 8 tournament. And I hope that this is probably the worst match that we have in the entire tournament. Because, this was not it. Not it at all. Now, before we get on to the actual main issues of this episode, I do have a nitpick here. And this is something that's been going on since earlier on in Journeys. Is that why the heck is Kaharu never present for any of Ash's PWC matches? Like, I don't think there's much of an excuse here since she travels with Ash and Go from time to time now. Compared to the beginning of the series where she never traveled with them, she travels more frequently with them. So why isn't she here? Why isn't she present to see Ash's match against all these like really strong trainers and see all these great matches? I really don't get it, and I don't think it's an excuse. Like, maybe she is watching from the labs, but I really think that she should be there. And I don't think Hop being there along with them is going to be a huge issue. I think that Kaharu should still be able to hang out here, hang out with Go and Hop, and watch this match, or these matches, I should say, against all these champions, and Ash going up against the strongest trainers in the world. Like, I don't think there's much of an excuse to not include her here. Another immediate issue with this episode is the fact that Ash and Alain do not interact in the episode. Like, they glance at one another, and Ash enjoys Alain's battle with Leon, but they don't actually interact in the episode. And that's very weird in my opinion. Like, why? Why not have them interact? I mean, they seem like they were in pretty good terms at the end of X, Y, and Z, so why not have them interact, catch up with one another, and then affirm with one another that they aren't going to lose, like they did back in the old days, back in X, Y, and Z. I mean, don't you think that would be like a legit conversation between the two where they just catch up and then Ash is like, hey Alain, I'm definitely not going to lose this time, or I'm definitely not losing this tournament, and then Alain's like, same thing for me, I won't lose either, or something like that. I don't know, just have them interact. I know Ash didn't really interact with the other champions besides Iris, but that doesn't really bother me too much considering, this is the beginning of the tournament. He's probably going to be talking with Steven when they have their battle, probably Cynthia when they have their inevitable battle, and then of course Leon, and maybe Lance, who knows, and Diantha. But Alain is battling this episode, and I'm hoping he stays, but there's a chance that he might just leave after this episode. I'm going to be really mad if that happens, but let's just hope that doesn't happen. But if that does happen and they don't interact once in this tournament, then I'm extremely let down with Alain's appearance here. Now, with that all said, let's move on to the actual battle between Alain and Leon. I will give credit where credit is due. Alain did KO one of Leon's Pokemon. That's the first time we've seen Leon actually lose a Pokemon in a battle within the Journey series, so kudos to Alain for being the first person to do that. He lost his Rillaboom, even though Alain already lost a Pokemon anyway, so, yeah. But I'll give it to Alain there, and I also thought it was kind of neat that Rillaboom, Gigantamax, and his Chestnut didn't go down immediately. I mean, Leon kind of wasted his Gigantamax gimmick right at the beginning. And Alain saved his gimmick for the end of the battle. So I'll give him that as well. But that's... And maybe some animation, I guess, highlights in the episode. There's some Sagia here and there. But that's pretty much the only praises I can give for this battle. Because the rest of it is an absolute disaster. So yeah, the pacing was absolutely awful in this battle. Every Pokemon that was KO'd in this battle literally went down with one hit. Yeah. Chestnut got KO'd with one hit. Technically it was super effective, but still, this is anime logic here. It went down with one hit. Alain takes out his Charizard. One hit KOs Rillaboom. Then Alain withdraws the Charizard, takes out Malamar. Malamar gets one-shotted. And then Alain literally Mega Evolves his Charizard and gets one-shotted by Leon's Charizard. Who, keep in mind, is not Gigantamax. It's not Mega Evolved, it's just a regular Charizard. Alain's Charizard is Mega Evolved. and it goes down in one hit. This is absolutely ludicrous. This is extremely disrespectful to Alain. The same guy who fought 10 Mega Evolutions in a row without losing, tanked all of that, and still won. Powerhoused his way through the Kalos League, winning all the gym badges in a really fast pace. Then goes all the way to the finals with Ash, goes down to the wire, and despite taking a Mega Water Shuriken that Ash Greninja just basically pulled last minute, and it looked like this huge, like, meteor-like Water Shuriken. Looked like it came out of frickin' Naruto. Throws it at Alain's Charizard. It gets hit by said Mega Water Shuriken and absolutely tanks it. Seemingly it doesn't seem to be phased by the Mega Water Shuriken. And Greninja goes down with Blast Burn. Which, by the way, Blast Burn is not used at all in this battle either, which also irks me. So yeah, Leon's Charizard is absolutely broken. This Charizard, Alain's Charizard is super strong. The bottom line is it's just a super strong Charizard. But Leon's Charizard, which didn't Mega Evolve, or Gigantamax, defeats Alain's Charizard with one blow. That's absolutely crazy. That means Ash Greninja, despite how strong Ash Greninja is not even relative to Leon's Charizard. I mean, Greninja has gotten stronger since then, but still, what the heck is his Charizard made out of? Is Leon's Charizard like level 1 million or something? Because that's absolutely insane. The power scaling here is absolutely broken. Like, I don't know. I really think that they disrespected Alain here. Like, I could understand if this battle was a little bit longer. We showcased all of Leon's Pokemon. Let's just say that Alain manages to KO 2 of Leon's Pokemon. And then their Charizards duke it out, and they go on for a little bit, but Alain ultimately falls. I feel like that would have been way better. It would have shown that Alain is a tough opponent for Leon, and Leon acknowledges him and says, "Hey man, you're really strong. You actually got me worried there. I thought maybe I was going to lose. But, you know, you proved yourself worthy and almost took me down, but, you know, I'm still number one." I don't know, something like that. You know, and then they shake hands, and then, yeah, that's how Alain loses. Like, he goes down respectively, but no. He did not. He did not get respected at all. Like, he wasn't treated as bad as Trevor. At least he did get a KO here, whereas, you know, Alain basically sweeped Trevor in the Kalos League. But, yeah, overall, this was very badly done. It was handled so poorly. Like, there's a lot of different ways this could have been handled better. I honestly think that this should have gone into the next episode. Kind of like in the Alola League, when we have a battle start midway through the episode, and then it ended a cliffhanger, and then it goes on the next episode. I think that that would have been better. It would have been a long wait for the result of this battle, since the next episode doesn't air for 3 weeks. But, I don't know. I just think that there's a lot that could have been done better here. I know I'm rambling on for a long time, but I have to get this off my chest because this was so poorly handled. I'm not like super upset. Obviously, at the end of the day, you know, this is a kid's show. But when it comes to, you know, being a fan of someone like Alain, who I think is actually a pretty cool character, I actually like Alain a lot. To see him getting disrespected like this, it is really disappointing to see. And I think this should have been handled better. Okay, I think I'm going to end off the episode review here because I could probably go on for a long time regarding this episode. I'm definitely going to be bringing this up on my next live stream and talking about it with anybody in the chat because, wow. This was an episode for sure. A very controversial one. And unfortunately, I got to give this episode a 3 out of 10. Not a good episode. And not a good way to start off the Masters 8 tournament. I'm really hoping that the rest of the tournament isn't like this, and the episodes are better and the fights make more sense. I don't know. I'm just a little worried about upcoming battles, but, you know, I haven't given up on the Masters 8 yet. Even though it had a rough start, it could have a solid finish. So, yeah, we'll see what happens from here. But anyways, Guys, in the comment section down below, post your thoughts. Did you like this episode? Did you hate this episode? Regardless of whether you agree or disagree with me, I'd like to hear your thoughts and your takes on this episode. So post them in the comment section down below. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Guys, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at, and I'll see you all later.